Oh friend, how are you? Hope you're well. Today I want to share with you why your hair is falling out and how to stop it. I hope you make the most of it. Hair shedding is a part of everyday life. Yes, it clogs up your shower drain, and yes, it means you have to vacuum every other day or your carpet turns into a hairy rug. But the fact is, hair loss is totally normal. On average we lose around 80 strands a day. If you begin to shed significantly more than that or you notice they aren't growing back, well, that's when things start to get a bit hairy. The thing is, when it comes to hair loss there are so many potential triggers, which means it can be tricky to pinpoint the exact reason why your strands are falling out, and henceforth, how to remedy the situation. We spoke to Anabel Kingsley, a leading trichologist at the Philip Kingsley Clinic in London, to help break down the possible reasons why you're losing hair. First things first, Anabel explained that hair loss is a very common problem for women, much more so than people realize. Research shows that at least 1 in 3 women will suffer from hair loss or reduced hair volume at some point in their lifetime. So if you are losing strands, it's important not to freak out. Your mane will recover. In the meantime, here's everything you need to know. Firstly, there are different types of hair loss, genetic and reactive. 1. Genetic. There's a chance you're genetically predisposed to hair thinning, which means you may see a progressive gradual reduction in hair volume. In these instances, certain hair follicles are sensitive to male hormones, and this sensitivity causes follicles to gradually shrink and produce slightly finer and shorter hairs with each passing hair growth cycle. 2. Reactive. This means your hair loss is the result of a trigger. Excessive daily hair shedding, which is known as telogen effluvium, is not reliant on having a genetic predisposition. It occurs as the result of an internal imbalance or upset, such as a nutritional deficiency, severe stress, crash dieting, or an illness. 7 most common triggers of hair loss. 1. Hormonal imbalance. A hormonal imbalance can lead to multitude of annoying AF health and beauty issues, from adult acne to weight gain. If your hormones are out of whack, the effects will radiate throughout the whole body, and of course that includes your hair. Hormones play a huge role in regulating the hair growth cycle. Estrogens, female hormones, are hair-friendly and help to keep hairs in their growth phase for the optimal length of time. Androgens, male hormones, are not very hair-friendly and can shorten the hair growth cycle. An excess of androgens, which could be caused by an endocrine disorder, such as polycystic ovarian syndrome, can cause hair loss. The extent of this is often down to genes, if you have a genetic predisposition to follicle sensitivity. A hormonal imbalance can affect your hair more than it would someone who does not have a predisposition. 2. Stress. It's no myth that excess stress can literally make your hair fall out. How does this happen? Well, it can raise androgen, male hormone, levels, which in turn can cause hair loss. Stress may also trigger scalp problems, such as dandruff, disrupt eating habits, and mess with the digestive system, all of which can have a negative impact on hair. 3. Iron deficiency, anemia. One of the most common causes of hair loss in women is an iron deficiency. Iron is essential for producing hair cell protein. Without it, your strands will suffer. 4. Hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. The thyroid gland helps to regulate the body's metabolism by controlling the production of proteins and tissue use of oxygen. Any thyroid imbalance can therefore affect hair follicles. Also, if hypothyroidism is left untreated, it may result in anemia, which, as we've just discussed, is another condition that can impact the hair or lack of it. 5. Vitamin B12 deficiency. A lack of vitamin B12 can leave you feeling tired and low on energy. Sound familiar? Well, the fun doesn't stop there. It can also take its toll on your hair. Vitamin B12 deficiency often causes hair loss as it can affect the health of red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your tissues. It's most common in vegans as you can only obtain B12 through animal proteins. 6. Dramatic weight loss. A steep drop on the scales can impact your tresses. 6 to 12 weeks after dramatic weight loss, whether it be intentional or unintentional, hair commonly comes out in excess. While our hair is incredibly important to us psychologically, physiologically it is non-essential. We could survive without it with no detriment to our physical health. This means that any nutritional deficiency often first shows up in our hair. Yet another reason to avoid crash dieting and instead try to adopt a healthy, balanced lifestyle. 7. Age. If you're going through or about to enter the menopause, changes in your body may also have an effect on your hair. Hair loss becomes more prevalent leading up to and after the menopause. That being said, it's important to realize that our hair ages, and as we get older, hair naturally gets finer. It's a totally normal part of the aging process. And here's what you can do to fix it. Okay, so now you know what triggering the hair loss. Here's how to deal with it. Recognize the problem. Hair loss doesn't happen fast. Our strands grow in cycles, which means it can take up to 3 months for hair to fall out after a trigger has caused it. If you notice excessive daily hair shedding for longer than 3 months, see a trichologist or your GP. There could be an underlying factor that needs to be addressed. Very importantly, try not to panic. Telogen effluvium, excessive shedding, is almost always self-eliminating and hair will start to grow back as usual once any internal imbalance is put right. Change up your diet. 1. Get more protein. Hair is made of protein, making adequate daily intake of protein-rich foods essential. Include at least a palm-sized portion of protein at breakfast and lunch, approximately 120 grams in weight. 2. Complex carbohydrates are essential. They provide our hair with the energy it needs to grow. Snack on a healthy carbohydrates, i.e. fresh fruit, crudité or whole wheat crackers, if longer than 4 hours is left between meals, as energy available to hair cells drops after this amount of time. If you are losing your hair because of something other than diet, like stress or an illness, changing what you eat will not remedy it. Take a supplement. Being non-essential tissue, the hair's nutritional requirements are unique, and supplementation can be very helpful in boosting levels of vitamins and minerals available to your follicles. But they must be taken alongside a healthy diet for full benefit. I recommend looking out for the following ingredients: iron, vitamin C, vitamin B12, vitamin D3, copper, zinc, selenium, and the essential amino acids L-lysine and L-methionine. Get smart about styling. Yes, that messy top knot, it may look cool, but it could be placing stress on your strands. Avoid hairstyles that place traction on the hair and hair follicles. Avoid heavy styling creams and serums, as they can add unnecessary weight to the hair. Don't freak out. Losing your hair can leave you feeling stressed. It's incredibly important to realize how common hair loss is, and that if you are experiencing it, you are not alone and it is nothing to be embarrassed about. You must also look at your general health, your diet, as well as optimize the health of your scalp and the condition of growing hairs. Above all, although it is very difficult, be patient and do not despair. Due to the nature of the hair growth cycle, it takes at least 6 weeks to see an improvement. However, would you like to know an effective and 100% proven method that will help you grow back and repair your hair faster and that many people are using? If your answer is yes, so I invite you to click on the link that I will leave you in the description of this video.